What's going on, y'all? What's going on? Let's see how long it takes for YouTube to send out notifications today. Might have to bust out my other phone to keep up with the comments. Waiting for people to hop in. Oh, man. Trying to figure out what type of content to to give you guys. Like I said, this channel's gonna be more of like a vlogging channel, kind of. As I try new foods, I'll do my best to review those. I want to start traveling some more soon, so I'm going to document those. And just random thoughts. And also, my thoughts on personal events. Also trying to find a good time to live stream because I know that a lot of you guys are on the East Coast. So, trying to see what's a good time to live stream. But, we'll figure that out. Not too worried about that. Also, I'm noticing that you guys are preferring the live streams rather than regular videos, so I'm going to try to do more live streams. Shout out to Brandon just commented on my community post. I put up a community post earlier today about, asking you guys what type of foods, beverages, or restaurants should I review, and Brandon said Dave's Hot Chicken. I know he's not in LA, so I'm kind of surprised that he knows about it, but yeah. I think Brandon's in Texas or Florida. I'm not sure, but he's outside California for sure. That I do know. Alright, well, let's get started with the video and then as people come in, we'll catch up. So today I want to talk to you guys about why when I say we, I mean as a society, why do we chase happiness? Because if you think about it, happiness is just like any other emotion, and emotions are temporary. It's not, it's not permanent. So it's almost like we're chasing a high. And if you know about happiness, you know that, or you should know that it releases dopamine. Okay, so we have, I believe it was 5 or 6 chemicals that our nervous system, that our neurological system releases, for survival. Dopamine being one of them. I think serotonin, endorphins, and then a couple other ones. I believe cortisol was one of them. That was when our fight or flight system kicks in. So happiness releases dopamine hits. So it's almost like we're doing drugs, but we're not doing drugs because dopamine, it's very addicting. It's a very addictive chemical because it makes you feel like you're on cloud nine, and you always want to be in that in that um, state. If we can help it, because it makes us feel good. It helps us get away from the daily struggles. Things that are going on in life. So I think that's the reason why we keep chasing it, but we also have to realize that happiness is just temporary, just like any other emotion. And that's something that I wrote about in my latest book, The 5 Foundations of Contentment. What did I write? I have a whole section dedicated to this in the first chapter. Let's see what I wrote. That's the intro. Let's see. I know someone's yelling at me, telling me that I should know everything page by page, and I really don't. This book, is just so much. It's so dense that I was barely able to finish editing it with two editors. Did I miss any comments? Nope. Okay, here it is. I wrote, I highly encourage you to pursue contentment, state of mind, parentheses, instead of happiness, parentheses, temporary emotional mood. Happiness, often based on external circumstances, is temporary, but contentment is a state of mind which can last longer as long as you maintain it over time. I did everything I was told by society in order to become happy, but in reality, I didn't know what I was getting myself into. The moment I achieved a content state of mind was the moment when I started seeing doors open in the form of new opportunities, as well as endless possibilities of what I can do with my life. My suggestion would be to quit chasing dopamine hit of materialism with other forms of external validation, which can be a huge distraction. You know what happens when you're distracted? You can't become the best version of yourself when your mindshare belongs to developing relationships with everyone except yourself. Your personal development always comes first. When you're pursuing happiness, your highs become really high and your lows become really low. This puts all of your 5 foundations at risk. It can affect your physical health and mental health, especially because one minute you feel like you're on cloud 9, but the next minute you feel as though you just got dumped. This is why it's important not to chase happiness. Let that, which I italicized, be the cherry on top of the gratitude for the position you are in your life. There's something to be said about having gratitude towards basic necessities such as shelter, food, clothes, and transportation, as these are the four most important aspects of your life, four most important aspects of life. You may not need a personal form of transportation, such as a motor vehicle, if you live in a city with good public transportation, but that's beside the point. You can still be grateful for public transportation. I don't know where I wrote that. Sometimes when I write, I just get really in the zone, and all my thoughts flow, and the floodgates open up. But yeah, we as a society, we especially. Okay, let's take a step back. So, the U.S. has always been, known to have one of the strongest economies. I believe. Yes, I believe it's China, United States, and Japan that have the 3 strongest economies in the world. Based on spending. Hey, what's going on, Jody? Good to see you. How are you? I'm doing well. How are you? So the U.S., China, and Japan, I believe those 3 have the strongest economies in the world. But the U.S. has always known to have strong economy because of our spending, right? Because of the materialism and the consumerism mindset in this country. There's billions and billions of dollars, I would say probably trillions of dollars being spent on a monthly basis, at least, for or by companies, to get us to buy their products. So, it's almost like we work to to buy those things, and it's a repeating cycle. Like, oh, the new model came out, we got to work harder, or oh, we got to go and buy this new product to stay relevant. And it's just this cycle, this forever ongoing cycle that never seems to stop. And honestly, I think a lot of people would be a lot happier if they appreciated what they have rather than trying to always buy the latest and greatest gadget, clothing, car, whatever it is, whatever it is that they want to buy. And whenever we don't have that latest, or society has trained us to make it seem like the. By the way, guys, whenever I say and a lot, excuse me, because I'm trying to gather my thoughts, and sometimes I get a lot of brain fog. So I'm trying to work on it. I'm not the best public speaker, but I'm definitely trying to improve. Back to the topic. I think, yeah, like I was saying, I think people would be a lot happier if they just appreciated what they have, because I just got this phone, and I didn't get it because it just came out. I actually got it because my old phone, you know, whenever you're doing food delivery and you're doing these gig apps, you're charging your phone a lot, and the battery, you know, mine hit a year and the battery wasn't dumped, so I got this one. But if my old phone was working fine, then I would just kept it. I wouldn't have gotten this. And also, this is not an expensive phone. It's a new model, but it's not an expensive phone. So what I did was I traded my old phone, and they gave me like $500 trading credit, and the price on this one's 600, so I'm paid $100. But I think a lot of people get in debt for things that don't really make them happy in the long term, because yeah, you know, you get the item in the beginning, and then you get the dopamine hit, and then you know, a couple weeks later you're like, you know what, this is very similar to what I had before. So you know, it's almost like this endless cycle of, you know, buying new stuff, and then realizing that it doesn't bring us the happiness that we thought we would, or we were told that we would. You know, I think society and these marketing companies have gotten really good at making it seem like, if as long as we bought our products, we're always going to be happy. And you know, like I said, happiness is just an emotion, and emotions are temporary. For me, I was stuck in the cycle in my 20s, especially when I was in college. You know, I was buying stuff with money I didn't have. Um, you know, I obviously had student loans, which are, you know, helping me pay for my expenses. But you know, some of the stuff that I bought, you know, I could have saved that money and bought. I could just save that money and bought, you know, less expensive stuff, stuff that wasn't, you know, name brand. But you know, the reason why I think that we, as you know, Americans especially, try to chase happiness is because we're told by society and these marketing companies that, you know, as long as we're you know, we're this hamster on a wheel, we're just constantly in this cycle of buying stuff, and then, you know, 6 to 12 months later we're buying something new to try to re-up on that dopamine hit. Is you know, it's slowly killing us. It's not good for our mental health. It's not, definitely not good for our finances. So for me, my life changed when I started focusing on minimalism. I actually went from, you know, being someone who likes, I want to say I was, you know, I was very materialistic, but I did have some materialism desires before I started getting into minimalism. But now I'm happy with whatever I have. You know, I have a relatively new car, but it's not the fanciest car in the world. It's a you know, it's a base model RAV4 2019, and I got it, you know, not because I want to show it off, but because I know it's a reliable car that's gonna, you know, help get me point A, point B without, you know, without much concern. I don't know. I think when I got it, I think it was like 26 out the door, and I was also lucky enough to buy it before the lockdown started. I think I bought it 6 months before the pandemic and lockdowns hit. So, you know, I didn't have to pay anything crazy for it. I think it was like 25, 20, or not 25. I think it was like 24, 5 MSRP, or no, not MSRP. I was able to get it under invoice, because I used to be a car salesman, and I know how to negotiate. And also, dealership that I went to, you know, it was a part of it was part of the network of the car dealership that I used to work at. It wasn't the same dealership, but it was part of that group. So they, you know, they were also want to help me out a little bit. So I got it at a really good deal, was what I'm trying to say. I think outdoor was like 26 or something like that, with tax, documents. I was at 26, 27, somewhere around there. You know, with taxes and documents, stuff like that. So so yeah, really good deal. But yeah, I'm happy with it. You know, I have a lot of friends who drive BMWs and Mercedes and you know, Audis and all these flashy cars, and you know, I've never, I, you know, that just never attracted me. For me, if I do get an expensive car, it's gonna be a sports car. And that's not because I want to show it off, but I actually, you know, I've always liked sports cars since I was a kid. Um, and you know, that would be for the experience and the performance. But you know, I'm not a huge person. I've never been the type of person to show off, especially with materialistic stuff. It's like, you know, whenever you get older, no one's gonna remember you for you know, the car or the phone you had. You know, people are gonna remember. They're gonna look back on the memories that you created. They're gonna look back on, you know, the friendship, the relationship that you guys had. People remember how you made them feel, not what possessions you had. So I don't really place too much importance on possessions. Let's see what else I wrote in that section. Okay, so the main headline for this section is pursue contentment and happiness will follow. Here, I'll show it to you guys. So the subheading is content but not placement or complacent. Excuse me. I remember when I first felt content, I felt as though I had everything I needed to live a comfortable lifestyle, and it's refreshing. I was no longer living the hamster on a wheel lifestyle, which is what I was talking about earlier, where I was constantly chasing the next big thing. If I wanted to unplug and take a break from the daily grind, I was able to do that. Being content doesn't mean you're complacent. It means that you're grateful for what you have in your life, but still willing to pursue your goals and dreams. As a matter of fact, being content brings peace and clarity, removes distractions, and allows you to be laser focused on achieving your goals and reaching your milestones. You're able to think a lot more clearly by removing unnecessary possessions and people taking up precious space in your mind, also known as mind share. Here's the next section. Contentment brings peace and clarity. Contentment can't come from happiness, but happiness can come from being content. When you're content, you realize what you have and you realize what you have and you feel happy and grateful for it. However, when you're constantly chasing happiness for that dopamine hit, which is temporary, you can't feel content. That's just the way it is. You feel happiness because it's an emotion and a mood, but being content is a state of mind. Do you see the difference there? Feeling versus being. Feeling something is different from being something. People often choose the happiness route because it feels good and it's easier than being content. Happiness comes from achieving or obtaining something that we assume is going to make us happy, usually something that society wants us to believe wants to believe will make us happy because we often look for external validation. However, being content takes a lot more work because, first and foremost, you have to think differently than the way society and marketing has trained you to think. As a result, not many people will see or agree with your viewpoints. However, when you're truly content, you're able to break away from society's expectations and become your own person. You're able to think for yourself. When people refer to us individuals, it means each person is unique and capable of thinking for themselves without the influence of others. However, society has trained us to think like one another, which can be referred to as quote unquote herd mentality. You're unique and bring something different than everyone else in the world. Start acting and thinking like it. So this is what I have on the back of the book. It's a quote from John C. Maxwell, which is very relevant to the book, and something that I agree with. To be completely honest, the quote is, "You'll never change your life until you change something you do daily. The secret of your success is found in your daily routine." John C. Maxwell. For me, my life started to change whenever I stopped chasing that happiness, aka that dopamine hit. For me, in my opinion, I think it's very similar to a drug because, whenever you, I've never done, I guess I wouldn't know what it feels like to do some of the strong drugs that some people have done, but the way I would imagine from it and the way I've heard them explain it is that it makes you feel like you're on cloud nine. It gives you high, and the reason why they keep going back to doing those drugs is because they're chasing a high. They want to feel like that again because it feels good, and in my opinion, dopamine's probably very similar to that. And I say probably because I haven't done those drugs, so I wouldn't know 100%. But from what I've gathered, it seems like they're very similar, and also these companies, these marketers know that it's we spend money for things that make us feel good, make us feel happy, quote unquote. So I think that's the reason why why we Americans especially always try to try to chase the happiness and try to escape our reality. I think I think that's the reason why social media is so popular because it's a form of escapism. It it gives us an opportunity to escape our reality, because a lot of us, whenever we don't have that dopamine hit, we we feel like we're down on our luck. We feel like things aren't going in the right direction for us. So what do we do? We look for things that help us escape that, quote unquote reality. Whenever you look at, other countries that don't have as much as we do, they seem a lot happier, a lot more content than we are. For example, I was watching a documentary on life in Mexico, and they seem so much more happier and more content than we are. So hey, what's going on, Blue Magic? How's it going, man? Thanks for stopping by. I was watching a documentary on the life of Mexico, and they seem a lot happier, more content than we do, and they're way less than us. So it just shows that you don't need to have a bunch of materialistic stuff in your life to be comfortable, to be happy, to be content. So and they had their family, for them, they're happy, they were content because they knew that you know they had all the important things in life, the things that matter. They had a roof over their heads, they had food, they had the family, they had uh, you know, they're probably in a relatively safe area. They weren't under attack like our ancestors were. So everything else is just icing on the cake. If you have a car, having a car alone, regardless of whether it's a quote unquote luxury car. I hate that term because having a car is a luxury. Um, yeah, having a car is a luxury in my opinion. So, the whole luxury car thing, I think it's just a bunch of bull, from these companies to upcharge you, and to charge you so much money to just drive, a vehicle that takes you to point A to point B. And I know what you're saying, but John, I have such a great job. I want to make sure that everyone on the road and all my family and my friends and relatives know that I have a nice job, and I'm showing it off. It's a form of expression when it comes to my finances, having a nice car. And hey man, if you want to get a quote unquote luxury car, that's up to you. But for me, I think that money could be used better somewhere else. For me, I whenever I have everything that I need, which are the four things that that I even mentioned in the book. As long as you have a roof over your head, food, shelter, and transportation, to get around, to get to work, to visit family and friends. Everything else other than that is icing on the cake. So when I'm in that position, I feel super blessed, and I feel compelled to give back. I donate to my food bank a lot. If I see someone on the street, if they're hungry, I ask them if they're hungry, and they'll usually say yes, and I go grab them food and give it to them. So I try to pay it forward. I try to pay it forward, the blessings, and that's just how I operate. I don't think buying luxury cars and buying all these brand name clothes really does anything for us as a society. Because no matter what you have, there's always going to be someone who has more than you. So it's almost like you're competing, but then you're already losing because there's always people out there who have more than you, and there's also people who have less than you. For me, that's why I'm always thankful. I don't have all the crazy expensive things that a lot of people have, but I don't look at it that way. For me, I see myself as super blessed, and I try to help out the less fortunate whenever I can. I think I missed a comment. Blue Magic says, we live to pay bills, we live to work, we feel guilty when we take time off. Exactly, yep. That's how society has trained us, when it comes to marketing and employment and stuff like that. Great point by Blue Magic. By the way, Blue Magic, I was watching American Gangster with my father the other day. I can't remember what channel it was on. Was it on TNT or was it? I don't know. I don't know what channel it was on, but we were watching American Gangster. It's a good movie. I think my favorite scene from that movie, I don't know why, is when they're I think they're like a coffee shop or like a cafe. They have like a family meeting, and man, I don't know why I don't remember the details from the scene, but he realized that someone betrays him, so he just goes out, shoots him, and he comes back inside the coffee shop, and he acts like nothing happened. And everyone, his relatives, his nephews and cousins and all that stuff, they're just looking at him like, like bro, like, are you crazy? because I think they didn't really know who he was or what he, how serious he was, until he did that. So they were just tripping out. But yeah, that's my favorite scene from American Gangster with Denzel Washington, T.I., and I forgot a couple other. Oh, Russell Crowe. American Gangster Certified Classic. Yeah, it is. I agree. What's on the menu for tonight? To be honest, I don't know. I'm probably not gonna eat anything tonight because I had a pretty big lunch. I ate stuff at home, so I'm still recovering from the donuts. Oh my god. You know what? It's funny because you know, I'm sure you guys saw it myself. I thought I was gonna be able to finish the rest of the donuts, but I didn't. I just threw them away. So whatever you saw me eat on camera, that was it. I didn't eat anything else. I threw the rest away. It was just too much sugar. I'm proud of myself because I haven't. I don't think I've done that before. I don't think I've ever thrown donuts away. I've never eaten. I haven't eaten that many in a long time. It's been at least a few years since I've eaten a box of donuts. Who is this calling me? So the Pixel has a feature where you can actually hit screen call, and the Google basically makes them say what's their name, what they're calling from. Let's see. They hung up. It's just spam call. Where the hell's 314 area code? Isn't that St. Louis? Yeah, someone's calling from St. Louis. Yeah, 314. I don't know why anyone would call me out or call me from St. Louis. Plus, it was really that important that they would call me or they would text me. Blue Max says, "Do you have a workout routine at the moment?" Yeah, I do. Monday through Friday, I try to go shoot some hoops. For me, that's like it's not only exercise, but it's also a form of therapy. It helps me de-stress big time. Honestly, I still haven't gone to the gym since the pandemic. I do workouts at home. I have my adjustable dumbbells, so I do shoulder press. The core of my workout are shoulder presses, bicep curls, different forms, chest press. I do lunges. Um, the only thing I really can't do that I want, or a couple things that I want to do that I can't do, at least with the equipment I have now, is uh, what? There's a workout where you grab the bar and you pull it down, and I can't. You work. It works out your back. I forgot what it's called. And then leg extensions, where you sit down on a chair, you put your feet or your shins under the little bar thing, and then you push up, and it works out your quads. Um, so yeah, I would say what's that? Lat pull down, I think. And then the other ones, of course, there'll be someone doing yard work at 4 p.m. on a Friday evening. Get a pull-up bar. Yeah, I don't know. I've seen those, but I don't know how strong they are. I don't know. Lat pull down. Yeah, that's what I figured. Yep. Pull-up bar. Yeah, I don't know how strong they are. And I don't know if my where I live right now, if the structure of the doors or whatever is strong enough to even carry the weight. So I'll just wait until I go back to the gym, or I'll see, because I plan on going back soon. But yeah, that's pretty much my workout routine right now. I'm looking forward to getting back in the gym though. I miss being in the gym. They're pretty solid. They're worth a shot. Yeah, I'll check it out. I'll see if there's a good one. Something that's has good reviews. I've been thinking about it, but I don't know. I gotta find one that's solid. because that was my biggest concern, finding one that's solid. I'm gonna look up this number to see if it's like a company or if it's just a. Let's see what the 314. Let's see what this. No, who this number belongs to. If it's a company, I'm gonna put them on blast. Let's see. It's not coming up to any number, or it's not matching up. Could be a private number, could be, but I've had this number for a very long time, so I don't think it's the wrong number. Should I text him saying, "Can I help you?" I'm so tempted. I mean, I'm sure it's spam, but I don't know. This actually might not be spam. I don't know. Because it would have come up on one of those websites that says who called me, or there's like a database of numbers that keep spamming everyone, so it gets populated online. I don't know. Blue Man says, I just returned to the gym about a month ago. I was doing home workouts before the gym equipment just helps getting. Yeah, I agree. And also, I just like being in an environment around people who are working out and trying to achieve their fitness goals. You know, it's very motivating compared to doing it at home. I was doing a lot of body weight stuff, which is helpful. It has translated well to the weights. That's awesome, man. So you like a lot of push-ups and different body weight workouts? Excuse me. Push-ups, pull-ups, ab work. I have a cardio day too. What do you do for cardio, Blue Magic? For me, I'm not a huge fan of running or jogging, so I just shoot around instead. Mountain climbers can also kick your ass if you're looking to get your heart rate up. You know what? I have lower back pain, so I've tried doing mountain climbers a lot in the past. I just can't do it. My back can't handle it. Maybe it'll improve once I lose weight, because my body will get lighter. It'll be less pressure on my back, on my lower back. But as of right now, I just can't. I run 5 miles usually on Sundays. Do you do it on Sundays because there's less people on the road? Man, this dude is going ham with the blower. I'm trying to see. I used to suck at running. Cardio is difficult. Cardio is harder than resistance training. Yeah, I would say so, yeah. Because I enjoy resistance training. I would say, for me, not that it comes easy, but once I start, getting into it and start putting up momentum, then my muscle mass builds up pretty easily. So my body responds well to it. Yo, we got DP now. What's going on, man? How's it going? Thanks for stopping by. I know you missed the last live stream with Donuts, but you're catching this one now. I was just telling the mukbang gang. Yeah, exactly. I was just telling the chat or everyone on the live stream that whatever you saw me eat on camera, that was that I couldn't eat anything else, so I just threw the rest away. None of my family members wanted it, so I'm like, you know what, I don't feel like eating it, so I just threw it away. I don't think I've ever thrown donuts away before, so that was the first. So I'm happy about that, and I didn't have to force myself to throw it away. But I'd love to hear you guys your thoughts on the topic today. Why do you think we as a society constantly chase happiness? Is it because of dopamine hit? What are your top three favorite cheat meals? That's a good question. Blue Magic DP says Krispy Kreme is overrated. Well, I think it's good. I don't know if it's the best donut I've ever had, but I think it's pretty good. It's better than the crappier donuts like Winchell's, Yum Yum Donuts, 7-Eleven donuts, and all the other cheap donuts. You know, in LA, California donuts is pretty popular. With Krispy Kreme, I think it depends on what you get. I think they do the basic donuts really well, but when it comes to some of the fancier donuts, I think they're just there's a mismatch of other donuts. So I think when it comes to specialty donuts, I do agree that there's better places out there. But just like with any of these large chains, these corporations, you know, it's all about accessibility. For example, like Krispy Kreme, where it's at in my market, is a lot easier to get to than like Hollywood Donuts, California Donuts in Hollywood or Koreatown. Which there's, I guess the one Hollywood isn't too bad because it has somewhat of a parking lot, but the California Donuts, especially if you go at night, forget about parking. There's literally no parking in that area. DP says, Pandu says better bro conchas. Yeah, I've heard of those, but I've never tried those. I know they're Latino or Hispanic desserts. I like flan, which is I know is super basic, but I like a really good flan. I like the texture, and if it's subtly sweet, I like it. If it's too sweet, then I'm good. Uh, Blue Matches get some tres leches. I've had tres leches cake. It's really good. DP says flan is good. Yeah, I like flan. I like the texture, and if it's as long as it doesn't have too much sugar in it, I'm good. I like it. I can't remember when I had tres leches cake. I think my mom or my friend's mom made it, and he brought me some. It was pretty good. When I was going to community college, how old was I? Dang, it's already been almost 10 years. That's crazy, man. 9 years. There was a girl in my history class, and I couldn't tell if she liked me or not, but I assumed that she did because she would always make tamales and bring them to me, and I know tamales are not something that you just hand out to everyone because they're hard work. So I just assumed that she liked me because she always brought me tamales, especially during the holidays. What do you guys say? If someone makes tamales and then brings them to you without asking for any money, like they just give it to you, like I don't know. DP says, so I started tracking my macros this week before I started my weight loss journey. I'm two I'm 250. Goal is 180 or under. Well, good luck, man. How tall are you? 180 is a good goal. That's my goal too. I don't know if I'm able to do it because it seems like I have bigger muscle mass than the average guy. So I don't know if I'll be able to get down to 180, but even if I get down to like 190 or 200, I'll be happy. Because as much as I want to lose weight, but I also want to enjoy, somewhat what I eat. 5'9". Okay, so we're the same height. I think I'm 5'10". But yeah, we're pretty much the same height. So yeah, 180 is a good height, or it's a good goal. What I should do is I should review Indian food soon. The only thing is that whatever I eat with Indian food is like super basic stuff. It's just the chicken tikka chicken tikka marsala, I think it's called, and then garlic naan, which is like it's like kind of like a thinner pita bread with garlic in it. It's pretty good. Maybe I'll review one of these days. It's tough, man. Not gonna lie. Yeah, exactly. It's weight loss is as much as physical, it's also mental. Um, for me, I call me fat, but I like to at least enjoy one meal. I like to have at least one of my favorite meals a day. I don't want to, just eating a bunch of stuff that you're not happy with, or you can't see yourself eating on a long term basis isn't gonna be sustainable. So I try to, eat low calorie foods the rest of my day, and then when it comes to dinner, I try to eat something that I really enjoy, so that way I don't fall off the bandwagon. What are you guys doing tonight? Do you guys have any plans on this wonderful Friday night? Tonight, I think I'm gonna ask my plans tonight. Tomorrow I'm going out, but tonight I'm probably gonna work out and then try to come up with some content ideas for this channel and my other channel as well, because it's getting a lot harder to think of content on a whim each day. Because before, I used to be able to think of random content every day, but it's gotten a lot harder to do that. So now I'm gonna try to plan out my content so I can put out content for you guys every day. I went to Glendale a couple weeks ago to visit some friends. That's cool. How did that go? Did you go to Americana? In my opinion, Americana is just the Grove in West Hollywood 2.0. I think it's the same architect because it looks very similar. Just a bunch of overpriced restaurants and stores. I think one of the reasons why I've been able to stick to minimalism and really enjoy it is because I don't really work in sales anymore. When I was in sales, my job was to basically not put them in debt, but to get them to buy stuff that they didn't really need. So I guess ever since I left that environment, I'm able to just because I'm truly content with whatever I have. It's not something that force myself to do. I'm truly content with it because I don't have to work as many hours. I don't spend my time thinking about what I don't have. I spend my time thinking about what I do have, and really appreciate. All right, y'all. We're about to hit the 45-minute mark. I appreciate y'all stopping by. I don't want this stream to be too long because I know people, are gonna want to watch on a replay. I don't want it to be super long for them. So appreciate you guys stopping by. For those of you watching on the replay, let me know what your comments are on some of the topics that we covered today, especially the main topic. Why do you think we as society constantly chase happiness. I'd love to hear your thoughts, but let's see what DP said before we end the stream. Bro, do some of your do some of do bro do some videos of you documenting your weight loss journey, workout vids, cooking vids, that type of stuff. Yeah, that's all that stuff's gonna be on my other channel, youtube.com/@self-improved. Check out my new channel, and I think DP you already subscribed. I got notifications, but everyone else who wants to follow my weight loss journey and you know, my self-improvement content, check out that channel because I'm gonna be posting them there. I'm turning this to like kind of like a vlogging, kind of like more of a personal life channel. So be sure to check out that other new channel if you guys want to see that content. But appreciate you guys stopping by, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.